semi-final stage of the 2010 British Crown Green Champion and Champions. The first man through to the semi-finals is Ledwidge from Staffordshire, recent winner of the Midland Masters tournament. Ledwidge's semi-final opponent will be the 2006 Champion of Champions winner, A Spragg from Derbyshire, recently lost in the final of the All England Championship. Andrew is representing the Derbyshire merit in this tournament. And the second semi-final will be between Richard Jackson from South Yorkshire, who in his quarter-final just defeated Callum Wright 21-12. And Richard Jackson in the semi-final will play Chris Mordue from Yorkshire, winner of this event in 2000, just defeated Noel Burrows 21-19 in the semi-final. We'll be back after this short break with full coverage of the semi-finals for the 2010 Champion of Champions. So the semi-final of the 2010 British Crown Green Bowls Association Champion of Champions are now about to commence. The first semi-final is between Ledwidge, winner of the Midland Masters from Staffordshire. To reach this stage he beat James Grimston 21-16, Matt Gilmore 21-20 and Wayne Ditchfield 21-13. Mike's opponent is the 2006 winner, A Spragg, the winner of the Derbyshire merit. He defeated Liam Howard 21-10, Gareth Gwillam 21-10 and Colin Kelly 21-14 to reach this stage of the event. The other semi-final will be between Chris Mordue from Yorkshire, winner of the West Bromwich Supporters Club CCF Open and the Portsea Classic. He defeated Scott Fisher 21-16, Anthony Bailey 21-14 and Greg Smith 21-16. And he will play Richard Jackson from South Yorkshire, winner of the Cleckheaton Sports Classic, who defeated Paul Emmons 21-5, Nick Tideswell 21-17 and Callum Wright 21-12 to reach this stage. Joining me in the commentary is one of the bowling legends, Roy Armstrong. Welcome, Roy.
Thank you, Mel.
Been a good day's play today.
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, the weather's been kind to us. It's always nice at the Waterloo when the sun shines, and the green's in pristine condition. Probably with quite a bit of the rain that's been falling this last week, a little bit holding, but I'm sure all the players will enjoy playing on it today.
Yeah, and Graham Hall, the greensman here, has done a tremendous job this year, hasn't he, Roy?
Oh yeah, it's historically, of course, the green always is at its best in the back end of the season when the spring handicap competitions played. Often it's had some treatment and it's had some virtue draining, so sometimes it's a little bit bumpy, but it's really in pristine condition this time of year.
We're with this first semi-final here. Sounds like a bit of an incident going on outside. There's a few alarms going off, ambulances. But we're with this first game here. It's Ledwidge, winner of the Midland Masters. He just opens with a pair against A Spragg. How do you see this game, Roy?
Well, I think it's fair to say that to most people, probably not you, Mel, but to most people, Mick Ledwidge will be a surprise semi-finalist. Out of the group that he was in, he's done very well to come through it. So he's very much second favourite. The bookmakers have it that way. If you wanted to back Mick Ledwidge to win the competition, you could have 5-1. A Spragg is a very warm favourite at 5-4. And I think what it is, the bookmakers realise that A Spragg has played a lot of games on this green. He's played in competitions run by SL Sports, one of which starts next week. And A Spragg has featured in quite a lot of the finals, so his massive experience on this green.
Yeah, Mike Ledwidge was the last qualifier for this event, Roy. Just won the Midland Masters in Dudley last week. So it's been a busy week for Mike. He's not really been out to have any preparation. I don't think he's played in the Waterloo this year. He's not been on the green. As you say, he's done very well to get to this stage at the moment. He started well. And you say he would be second favourite with Andrew.
Yeah, I think there's been quite a bit of money for Andrew Spragg, but the bookmakers will have had a good day today, I feel. Again, this competition usually has been a good event for the bookmakers over the years. They often get it right, and I think today, with the situation like some of the favourites like Graham Wilson and Gary Ellis and people like that going out, I think they'll have had a good day.
Andrew, of course, is a postman. He's got a bit of a unique delivery as well, hasn't he, Roy?
He has, yes. I think it's fair to say that he wouldn't want any young people to copy his style. It's most unusual. But he is very good at playing long lengths. You wouldn't think so with the way he delivers, but he's quite a powerful lad. And as you say, quite a unique style. But he gets his bowls on the road very well. And he's got a really good lead in that corner, only about 14 inches off.
Mike's a much slower player, studies every bowl. He'll never be rushed, because he's from my own club, as you know, Roy, from Chadsmore.
Yeah, I think what Andy Spragg does in this corner, he plays finger peg in this corner, which is the most difficult peg. A lot of the players who play on the Waterloo regularly wouldn't actually come this peg, they'd probably play thumb peg. He's got two real good bowls there, he's got to be up and at them here.
The other game's just started with Chris Mordue on the jack. He's led out against Richard Jackson. But we'll stick with this game. Good effort there. Gone out. 2 to Spragg. He takes the 3-2 lead. What do you think Andrew's plan will be then, Roy?
Well, I think he'll go in the corner. I think from here he'll go up in the other corner. Maybe not right in it, but he'll go certainly a long way, because these corners are around about 58 yards corner to corner. He's playing finger peg in this corner. He's got the jack right down the ridge here. The feature of this corner is you mustn't get too low. If you get too low, the ball won't come back.
It's been a good crowd here as well, Roy, today.
Excellent crowd, yeah. Again, historically they always get a good crowd for this event. People come from all over the country, and it's noticeable for its support from the Midlands area. From the Midlands they get coachloads of people coming, and often they get a coachload from Wales. So it's a real good day for everybody. I'm not sure a lot of the people see all the bowls. The pub does very well.
I think this as well, there's time to prepare, isn't there? You know, most of these people qualified back in June and July, and you're able to arrange coaches to come and follow your teammates, aren't you?
Yeah, I think it has an end of season feel, and so it's rather like a celebration of the end of the season. Sometimes it's been a good season for people and not for others, but it's sort of the end of the bowling season, and people want to make the most of it.
And have a weekend in Blackpool as well.
Absolutely.
It's a bit busy today, because the Blackburn Rovers are just half a mile down the road at Bloomfield Road today. We've heard a few noises from there. Now I don't know what's going on down there, Roy, but Mike Ledwidge has got one up North Pier and one down the South Pier, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, if you haven't got any experience on the green, playing in these corners, it's very, very difficult. It's difficult to find the length, especially today, because it's easy to be short, and then when you put it in, you're overplayed. Length is critical in these corners, and Andy will come back now. He'll come back finger peg in this corner, which, as I said before, is the most difficult peg. It'll be interesting to see whether Mick knows enough about the green to come the other peg.
Well, Mick has been a regular visitor to Waterloo over the years, but I don't think he's been on the green this time. It's lovely to play on, Roy.
Yep.
I guess you'd sooner be down there than up here with me.
Well, those were the days.
Yeah.
This is a long way into this corner. It's from where they are on the opposite corner, where the footer is. It's a long, long way, all uphill into this corner. And there's 2 yards up.
Probably looks nearer from where they're standing from the footer. Should be beat. Did you play in this competition at all yourself, Roy?
I played in it 3 times, having qualified from winning the Veterans Championship. So unfortunately I was at the wrong stage of my career to do any good in it. I think one of the times I played in it, the green was flooded, so again that didn't particularly suit me. So I've never done really never got to any final stages in this competition, but it's a great thing to play in, of course, because you relish with playing in front of such a large crowd, which are quite noisy.
And of course you've done a lot of betting here, running the book with Cliff Hope.
That's right, yes, we've...
to try and here.
Oh, really? What a good ball.
What a ball there. Well, they decided to be coming 50 yards and he's played a ball just 2 inches on the side. I think Andrew would have been counting that one normally. But as I say, Mick is really on form. He's had an excellent season. He's also won the Summit League averages this year. Only lost, I think, 4 games all season, which, as you know, Roy, that's not quite the Thomas Dowler's Manchester League standard, but it's certainly the strongest league, probably next to that in the country these days.
Yes, it wants some doing that. He has quite a unique style. He's got sort of a delayed delivery, hasn't he?
As well, he looks at the ground as he delivers it last minute. He looks down, looking the way it goes.
Well, he's playing with some good balls. You'll notice he's playing with 2 pound 12 ounce balls, which is the size of balls that I always used to play with. I think it's an ideal weight if you can play with that sort of weight. A Spragg is 2 ounces less. He plays with 2 pound 10, which is actually in the modern game the most popular size that most fellas use.
And Mike plays with Thomas Dowler's, who of course you worked for many years.
I had a very happy relationship with them, yes. I worked for 17 years for those people, a wonderful company to work for. In fact, I only retired last November and handed over to Graham Wilson, who's, I'm pleased to say, is doing a real good job for the company.
He's, like yourself, a good ambassador, isn't he, for the sport?
I think he is, yes. He's started off from being in manufacturing, and gradually he's got I spent about 4 or 5 months with him, showing him the way that I did it, but he's got his own unique style, but he's come into a really good sales representative.
He did some commentary with me on the one of the games for the Waterloo recently. He was saying how much business Thomas Dowler's are doing abroad these days with the flat green. It's nearly every country in the world playing that now.
Yes, flat green, of course, is played in 35 countries across the world, and it's mega in places like Australia and to a lesser extent New Zealand. But Australia, it's very, very big business, and I think last year we sent about 15,000 sets of coloured balls down there, which are the big thing for the young people in Australia playing in that climate. But of course they have to have special bowls down there because a lot of the places that they play are very, very windy, and the wind definitely blows the bowls all over the place. So they play with extra heavyweight bowls down there.
He was saying that it's probably 90% of Taylor's business, flat green.
I didn't know that, so that's I know that it used to be about 82%, so it's grown. I know that the people there, they do like crown green bowls. The managing director, Grant Heron, and the marketing director, Andon Woolley, they come down to Waterloo. They love watching crown green because it has so much atmosphere to it with the betting and everything, which they don't have in the flat green.
Well, Mike Ledwidge played a good ball there. Andrew was trying to get back into those corners, Roy.
He certainly was, yeah, but he's picked out a good length there, which is critical. This ball's just a bit narrowed, I think.
The other game with Chris Mordue and Richard Jackson's currently 2 across. And then Mike will be looking to make a double there. Needs to rest it. Gone out the back. Be disappointed then. A bit of a shake of the head with Mike there. He knows he should have made another.
Yeah, it's very easy to get on the...
Get off a bit quicker than the other game and have 20 minutes for just relax and compose yourself.
Absolutely, yeah. You can have a little drink of coffee and sit and watch the other game and watch where they're playing. It can make a big difference. Once again, he's come this awkward peg in this corner. He's about 4 feet off here.
Again, Mike needs to be beating those sort of balls. In fact, that's probably the most room he's had, yeah, in this corner.
He's not won it.
Yeah. Just a dead length. More the co-op funeral sign, right?
Ah.
There's a few dead ones played there.
Now then.
No.
This is his chance.
No, I don't think Mike sent it short. It's a poor ball. You say the sun's gone off it now as well, right?
Yeah, well, that depends what he does with the jack now. But he needs to do something a little bit different with Andrew, because as we have said before, Andrew has such tremendous knowledge. Maybe going down the edge or something like that. Something a little bit different.
I think he might just go from this east stand, perhaps across the green to the west. It's sort of a mark Mick tends to play. Across the green or just off the crown. Probably 30-yard mark. And I think I got that one right, Roy.
Well, you know him well, don't you? Having played with him for so long, yeah. Well, easy to be short going up here.
Yeah, we noticed that in the Waterloo in the men's, a lot of short balls are played across there, but of course the conditions are somewhat different to today.
Well, it's not short.
They say reach to the sea or something, Roy, did that a saying?
Reach to the sea? I've not heard that one.
Yeah, that's what they say on there, across there, reach to the sea. The sun's reappeared.
Yeah.
And the ref was just indicating that Andrew Spragg's just got in. The semi-final, Chris Mordue just scored the last 2 ends. He's lengthened it into the corners. He favours the distance, Chris Mordue, don't you, Roy?
Yeah, I just noticed it now. All the 4 players are all holding their hands up to their eyes, shielding their eyes from the sun. Can never understand why players don't wear a cap when it's like that.
You always did, didn't you?
I always did, yes, and I actually won quite a few matches playing into the sun. Just pull the neb down, and you can make it very difficult for your opponent doing that. But I don't like seeing people holding their hands up to the...
Yeah, as you say, I noticed none of these have got a cap on. So, Spragg now 15-5. I have nothing where to go, but I would have thought he's going to come back to this corner. No need to change anything just yet, Roy.
No, he's done so well in this corner, hasn't he, really? And Mick has struggled. Even when he's got in, he's only counted 1. Found it difficult to get 2.
Chris Mordue has now took a 7-6 lead and 6-2 down against Richard Jackson in the other semi. The referee standing right by the end there.
Yes, I know it's not an easy job, but sometimes these referees leave a lot to be desired. Sometimes they stand too far away and they have to rush to give a decision.
So you do a lot of refereeing yourself, right?
Well, yes, I've done quite a bit on the panel. You know, I've refereed there, and it's quite different on there because you have to advise the punters and the players at the end. So you have to be in position to do that. And because I'll be refereeing next week when it's the SL no-bet competition, I'll be refereeing for 5 days.
Mike's played a good ball there, yeah. Yeah, he needed that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I gather you're off to Oceanico in Portugal doing a bit of refereeing there?
Yes, I had the pleasure last October of refereeing the semi-final and final, which was very good. There were 2 fine players in the final, Graham Wilson and Gary Ellis, and yes, I'm very pleased to be able to do it again. I should be going there on October the 9th.
I'll see you over there. Might be a bit warmer than it is up here on the roof at the Waterloo. It's a great setting to play bowls there, isn't it, Roy?
Oh, it's a super complex. Yeah, everything about it is 5-star. It really is good.
Oh, Mick's really chopped the length down here, but again, his lead bowl's just let him down. Gone through.
Yeah, he's gone for a straight mark here, about 26 yards, and the idea behind it was to try and play it gone somewhere where he could play a good lead, but he hasn't done it.
Good, Andrew.
Yeah.
Seems a bit quiet from the football ground, Roy. Not heard anything. That's a good sign or a bad sign?
Well, Blackburn certainly don't score many goals, and maybe Blackpool don't, so it could be a 1-1.
We'll find out later and test out your judgment. Nice play there. Correction, 3 yard through with his first Spraggy, dead length with his second. As you say, he knows the green very well.
Yeah, on that sort of length, you've got to be putting them within about 10 inches to count the end. You can't be playing them a yard off on a mark like that.
So it's 17-6 Spragg. And Chris Mordue continues his run in the other corners. 10-6, nice little late break.
He's caught Mick out again here, again from where they are on that position in the green. It's all uphill to this corner.
Well, there's room.
Yeah, he's giving him a chance. He's nearest ball as a yard off.
Oh, he's too big. Just overcompensated there. Andrew looking for 2. 1. 18-6. 3 shots away from Champion of Champions final.
Yeah, I'm afraid Mick has lost his length completely now. And it's going to be a real struggle now to get some for the papers, as we used to say, to make it more of a respectable score.
I know Mick will be very pleased to have got to this stage, and I spoke to him in the week. He was delighted to be here, but saying that it's not his favourite green. He's a great deal of knowledge of it, but reached the semi-final, something he can be proud of, and he's still playing. Stranger things have happened from comebacks, haven't they, Roy?
Oh yeah. There's more miracles happen at Crown Green Bowls than any other sport.
You was here for the Tommy Johnson and Vin Cookson game, I guess.
Yes,
Waterloo.
yes, I was.
What a game that was. Was it 29 and Tommy was behind, went all round the green, back to 20 across?
He lay game, didn't he? He lay game with the ball about 2 feet off, and Glyn managed to hit the jack. Well, yeah, it's possible.
Now Spragg is running this up, Fat likes it. It's gone out. Now Mick Ledwidge line one out. Certainly needs to make 2, doesn't it?
Well, he has done.
Yeah,
Do you think he'd dare go back in the corners, the opposite peg? He'd dare do that?
I don't think he'd do that. No, it's not his natural game. He can reach. It's not his natural game. You can see he's sort of got a very deliberate delivery, hasn't he? He just strokes them out. He likes to see his balls running away, but he'll not go into the corners, Mick.
I just think sometimes when you're struggling for a length, the best thing to do is to actually have a fling.
Yeah.
To go a long way, and you'll find it will get your length better. He's coming towards the pub now. He's playing thumb peg towards the pub. Everybody knows that towards the pub it's always 2 yards slower. So let's see if he can master that.
And just about pick the jack up there between the woolly hats. It's a bit chilly down there now, right?
Yeah.
Just gone out of sight.
Yeah, he's about 4 feet off.
It looks better.
He's caught Andy out, you know, he's still short.
Yeah. Just banged on the road. Chris Mordue continues his run, 12-6 up. Run of 12, run of 10, I mean. I don't think there's a nice break price today, Roy.
No. Poor old Mick's 3 yards short with that ball. He's really struggled for length.
Andrew's turned his peg here, come at his finger.
Yeah. Sticks out wide there. That won't get one.
We can't see how far away Mike's bowl is. It's right on the edge of the green.
Yeah, he's only one. I think Andy thought he had plenty of chalks in hand. He could afford to waste a ball.
It's 19-8 now, just one end away. The double here will see him through to the Champion of Champions final. Seems to be quite a lot of support in the other game for Chris Mordue. One or two seem to be getting quite excited, Roy.
I think they've had a little investment.
I think they might have had a few points as well.
But that lead of Andy Spragg is
again
very wayward, really. I know it's not easy, but
so having that corner, they've had some poor bowls altogether. And that as well. I think we could beat them, Roy.
I think some of the other players are looking at that and saying, well, how have I got beaten?
Yeah.
Spragg has gone the best peg now. He's gone thumb peg. He'll be right on the jack with this ball.
I think that's the easier way in from where they're coming as well, Roy, isn't it?
Yeah, Spragg has had this habit of playing the awkward peg, and what he's been able to do, he's been able to get the players to follow him that peg as well, instead of finding the best peg.
Well, Mike's off the referee twice now, how many, and I don't think he's got a straight answer yet. Andrew will tell him.
Yeah, it's only one, so he'll have a bang at that.
Yeah, he's coming at it with pace. Looks high. Yeah, one more to Spragg. He's all but 8. And Richard Jackson's broke the rot on the other game. this is where he's been leading so well in this corner. Well, he's not got a bad thing for game here, Roy.
Well, it's 4 feet off, but he's not sure to beat that. It's a long, long way from that corner.
Has he made the trip? Mike's ball just seems to be falling short, or is it?
Just won it.
Still ain't got it.
That's a good bowl, actually.
Yeah, they're coming a little bit farther, aren't they, Roy, now?
Yeah, they're quite deep in.
Well, Andrew's after this one. Wins with a miss, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, good ball. He's lining up with that. Well,
I actually thought he meant to have struck at that ball.
he's left it short.
Played short.
That's it, that's game. Andrew Spragg, the Derbyshire Merit winner of this event in 2006, through to the final with a 21-8 victory over the Midland Masters champion, Mike Ledwidge. Good performance from Andrew there. Just pick up on this. Chris Mordue does seem to have been in control after being 6-2 down. He went to 12-6 in front. It's now 13-8 to Mordue.
Yeah, again, I think in this game, Chris Mordue's got much more experience on the green than what Richard Jackson has. Played in the Waterloo many times, of course.
Won the Waterloo, didn't it?
Yeah.
A very wet Waterloo, I remember. Another one to Chris. Qualified for this competition twice. He won the Pudsley Classic and the West Bromwich CCF Open. A double qualifier. And Richard Jackson qualified by virtue of winning the Cleckheaton tournament. Very popular event in Yorkshire, that, Roy, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is.
Going for many years. Sponsored by John Smith, I believe.
That's right. Yeah. Just a little difference in the bowls that they're playing. Chris Mordue is playing with some 2 £8 ounce low density bowls, and Richard Jackson's playing with a standard pair of 210. Just a little bit of difference in the bowls. The theory behind low density bowls, of course, is that they will run that little bit further.
Well, he's got another good lead again. He's playing very well in these corners. I suspect these two know each other pretty well as well. You say Richard's one of the few men to play for Yorkshire and South Yorkshire.
Yeah.
County appearances, mate. Playing with a pair of Drake's Pride 210s. Another good bowl in there. Line 2 good ones. Chris Mordue. Richard Jackson's the first time he's qualified in this event, right?
Is it? Oh, well, he's done very well. Yeah, he really has.
Chris will say he won it in 2000. He also reached the semi-final in 2003. He seems to be just cocking his bowls a little bit tight every end coming up that corner, does Richard.
Probably partly because they're short, you know, they're 2 yards short, and that's the reason for them going a little bit narrow, I think. Again, from the corner that they've come from, the central drive corner, playing thumb peg to where they were, it's all uphill. It's a very heavy finish there.
16-8. We're filming the Junior Waterloo, and Chris's son Josh was playing in that. He looks a good prospect as well, right?
Yeah, I saw Josh. He played in the junior trophy competition that we ran at our club a couple of weeks back, in what they call the Almson Trophy, and Josh played in that. I think he got to the quarter-final.
You must be very proud of that tournament, Roy.
Well, I am.
Junior event in your name. I believe it's £1,000 prize money this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It's the first £1,000 junior competition run by Mark Foster, my right-hand man at Sale Excelsior, and he does an extremely good job at organising it. We have some wonderful sponsors, and already we've got over £1,000 in sponsorship for next year.
That's great.
So it's a good, lovely day with 40 kids, all under 16, all with the parents there, and we've been lucky. We've had good weather for each of the days. But yeah, it's a really great spectacle to see these boys going on, delivering the balls beautifully, playing with no fear. They don't realise how hard the game is.
You don't at that age, just get on and send them, don't you?
That's right, yeah.
No, it's good. You must be so delighted to have a tournament like in your name.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Mark Foster's done you proud, hasn't he? He worked hard on it.
He has, yeah.
Well, the bad end there, Richard's line one, left his second one 3 yards short. You need to be making your twos at this point, don't you, Roy?
Well, again, you know, you're talking like 20 past 4. Green's just starting to die a bit now. Very, very easy to be short, but you need to get it into your head that you want to be past the jack everywhere now.
I don't know what Richard will do. He's going to have to shorten the length down a little, isn't he, now?
Yeah, I think he's been playing about 35 yards, hasn't he? Something like that.
Shelter in his eyes again, as you say.
Yeah.
I've got a few red caps in my bag if you wanted to borrow one. Nice try and just going along the front of the north stand.
Yeah, this can sometimes be a little bit difficult when you're playing out of the sunlight into a shaded area, just to guess the length.
So, a Gary Ellis mark.
Yeah.
Well, he's played a reasonable lead there. Just a yard off. Well, Chris will know what he does along that edge, won't he?
I think he will, yes. He'll probably been there many times.
Just run in the back of it.
Yeah.
The perfect length missing. The bookies seem to be still doing a bit of business. I think somebody just had a bet there on Jackson. What was that end? What price would they get on the heat now at this point? Right.
On the heat?
9.16 down.
9.16, it'll probably be about 8 to 1.
8 to 1. Well, somebody's just had a bit of a wager on it. You now retired from the bookmaking scene then, Roy?
Yes, we've retired. It was partly forced upon us by the new Gambling Commission regulations. From the betting levy people, it's now been taken over completely by the Gambling Commission, and they need £580 for the first year to have a licence, and about £260 thereafter. And contrary to what most people think, and most people think the bookmakers never lose, but quite honestly, in these economic climate, it's very difficult. Very difficult to come to the Waterloo and places like that, and because we only did about 5 events, it wasn't really worth it, so we've retired gracefully.
Have you retired in profit?
Just about.
Just about, okay. Oh, he's going to come up the other edge now. Caught there, managed to get himself a double.
I think it's certainly a good tactic. It's good. It's something worth trying, because this is even though they're coming down the edge here, it's probably about 38 yards. It's quite a good distance. And again, coming up towards the pub, it's always that little bit slower. Generally catch people out.
And he's caught himself out a little bit there.
He's 5 feet off.
I think you must have done all right as a bookie, because I mean your partner Cliff seems to be holidaying over in India or somewhere for a few months every year.
Oh yes, Cliff goes. They love going to Goa. They go there for 5 months. Him and Margaret, and they love the lifestyle there. They're a bit too primitive for me, I think. I like a bit of comfort these days.
Too far away from Old Trafford as well. Chris has just beat that ball. Well, is he any further?
No.
No, he's just left it. Somebody's shouting hurry up, but I'm afraid it stopped. Should be a comfortable double here for Chris. And he'll be where he wants to go in these corners. And he's not made it now. 17-11, Chris Mordue.
Yes, I noticed it's going into around about the 2nd of October. I think it's something to do with the Isle of Man.
Yeah, their September Festival. I believe there's some junior Commonwealth Games in the Isle of Man, which has meant that the bowls tournament has had to be put back a week or so. So hence Champions has gone back a week.
Well, hopefully we'll get good weather. Often this time of year you can get good weather just about the first week in October. Hopefully that will be okay.
They could always play it in Portugal, though. So Chris is leading off to what we've been calling the toilet corner, Royce.
Right.
You'll have to get used to that.
All right.
Actually, Chris has been caught short in the toilet corner by the look of it. Looks to be a long way they seem to be putting a lot into. I think it's a right push up deep into the corners today.
Well, the jack's only 4 feet on, you know. It is a long way in this corner.
He's not reached with this one either.
No.
Should get in there. Well, he's running this one up. You think he likes it, Richard?
Well, he's certainly reached.
That's the ball. He's looking for 2. They need the measures, they need some long ones as well. Did you have any favourite marks on the Waterloo route?
Well, I won 2 events on here, and I played in these corners from the SL bowling sign into this heavy corner. And the other one I played won the Natmas pairs with Noel Burrows, and we had a mark from the pub to the Thomas Taylor board sign, straight peg, and we found a little trolley up there that we could get in. So those were. I used to like to play up the central drive side. I actually copied that off Vernon Lee. I watched Vernon Lee win the competition up there, and I think he used to pick people's brains like that.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't pick much better than Vernon's. He was a master on the green.
Super player, yeah.
Well, do you think Richard Jackson's urged you because he's coming along this edge?
It's a very good edge to pinch chalks on, especially if you come round peg. And that's what he's doing. He's playing round peg, he's playing finger peg, flies towards the ditch, and he's gone about 32 yards for it, all uphill.
Is this slightly heavier towards the hotel?
Oh yes, very much so. 2 yards heavier this way. I don't think it's too bad here. Hey, good ball. Good ball.
Yeah, right up against it. Right, Chris is trying. Left it a yard, as you say, just not quite reached up to the pub road.
Yeah, it's quite a long way up here. The jack's only about 3 yards on.
Well, there's been a big roar from the football ground.
Demands a lot of concentration here. A lot of people moving behind the jack, and the crowd very excited down there. Got to be careful what you're doing here. Well, he's got a good two there, with a back ball as well.
One good ball in that last set. I'm not quite on that first set.
I think Chris is thinking of playing with pace here.
The obvious shot to the football strike.
Is he going to say?
Looks like two.
Line 2, 14, 17. That 8 to 1 you was offering me looks good now, Rod.
The trick is now, where will they go from here? If he goes back down this side, he used to play thumb peg, and this is 2 yards quicker going down this edge. I don't think he's going to go there. Really. He's taking his time, which is always a good thing. You should never rush at balls. Now he's changing it. I am surprised. I would have gone back down that central drive side. Instead of which he's going along the pub edge, which is quite a favourite mark for a lot of the players. It's a bit of a trapping mark in that you can't put your balls too back. If you put your balls too back, they won't bend.
And the sun's come out now as well, Roy, again. To shield the faces again from the sun. Bowling into the shade. And he'll be disappointed he's just gone through a yard or so. And Chris is just coming across. Just pick the jack up there.
That's exactly what I was saying. If you put your balls a little bit further back than the jack, they won't have it along this edge. But I think it was definitely a mistake from Richard Jackson. I think he should have gone down that central drive side.
Oh, can he stop? He's gone out. Disappointed there, Richards, though. Mordue line 1. Bowl in hand to come up for 2. Double here, make him 19. And he's in his favourite corners. Is he going to make another? I don't think he's left it. Both these players have had opportunities of doubles, right?
Yes, it's not a secret, but that's the way to win bowls matches. Get twos. You back in the pavilion much quicker.
Yeah, just one. You'd be disappointed if been on 19 there on the finish. Instead it's 18, 14.
Yeah, it's often the kind of thing that happens when you've had a long day at the Waterloo like this. It's just a lapse in concentration. It happens to everybody, we all do it. We kick ourselves, but quite often missing chances of twos can cost you the game.
Chris is changed a little bit now. He's gone across the green towards the north stand.
He's playing finger peg right across the centre of the green, playing about 40 yards here. Really good lead, only about a foot off. Richard
looks a bit wide. He's just stuck out. and he made another. A warm round of applause. 2 good bowls. Those 2 for 20. Can Richard get in? Would he need to change his peg? Chris's short bowl looks to be in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think playing finger peg, he can only save, he can't win the end.
Well, he's jogging after it, he likes it. Oof. And he just skimmed the jack and gone out. It's Mordue now 2014, it's 1 shot away from the final. I think he's just trying to break the length up a bit, isn't he? Slopped it around a bit.
I think both these finalists have shown the value of green knowledge. Both the lads who've lost, I mean, Richard looks like losing here. Both of them suffered through just that little bit of lack of green knowledge. Even though they played a few games on the green today, that extensive green knowledge has borne fruit.
Yeah, let's just give up. Chris Mordue's lying game out. Looks better than his first row, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now needs to find the ball now.
He's put some in. It's too wide.
Oh, stuck it out. There we have it. Chris Mordue through to the final. Chris who won the event back in 2000. We now play Andrew Spragg in a repeat of that 2000 final when Chris came out on top. So after the short break, we're back with the final of the 2010 British Crown Green Champion of Champs. A repeat of the final from 2000. Chris Mordue versus Andrew Spragg. Back with me, Roy Armson. Should be a good game this, Roy.
Yeah, it should. I think they'll both play long lengths. It's just interesting that the bookmakers have got Andrew Spragg a massive favourite. If you wanted to back him, you'd have to lay 5-2 on. And Chris Mordue is 6-4. I don't think it's anything to do with the way that they play. I think it's just the weight of money. I think they've got a lot more money in their books for Andrew Spragg than what they have for Chris Mordue. So it'll be an interesting battle. As I say, I don't think there'll be any short marks played.
Well, Chrissy just led across the middle, and Andrew just got in. Just going back to the betting, is it weight of money that creates the odds, or do the bookies just pick the fancy, as it were?
Well, they have an opinion. They work very much on current form. They're very well aware of how the various players are playing, but they take into account their form on this green, because that plays a big part in formulating the odds. But today, as I say, I think what will have happened, there'll have been quite a lot of money for Andrew Spragg. So the golden rule in bookmaking is you always bet to the figures. You don't have any personal fancies at this stage of the competition. When you come to the final, you bet to the figures. They've got to try and level the book up to make 2 winners.
So if, say, somebody put £1,000 on a 25-1 shot early in the day, they wouldn't automatically become favourite for the tournament.
No, but if they put that kind of money on at 25-1, the odds would rapidly come down. They'd come down to about 4-1 straight away. To be fair, that kind of a situation would only arise if a player was a very strong outsider.
Yeah. Well, we're having a measure here for the first end. I think Chris is just looking for 2. That's the one. It's always good just to get the jack in the hand and get yourself a lead first, the first few hands, isn't it, Roy?
Yeah, you're in the position then to dictate the pattern of play. I'm sure that most players will have come onto the green with a plan. Ideally, of course, you need a plan B, because often when you lose the jack, somebody might play on similar marks to yourself, so it's always as well to have a plan B. But to have the jack in your hand early on, it's I mean, I don't think either of these two players will suffer from nerves. They've both been there before. They'll be very well aware of what it entails, but it's just a case of getting the length straight away. As we've seen in the semi-finals, most of the players have struggled with the length a little bit, and if you have the jack, you're able to dictate the pattern of play where you want to go.
Do you think the fact that Chris defeated Andrew in that final 10 years ago would be in the back of Andrew's mind? Do you think it'd bother him at all?
No, I don't. I think it was a long time ago in modern day terms. 10 years is a long time. They've both played a lot of bowls since then.
He's firing here. Yeah, these guys, I suppose they play each other so often, they've probably played each other a few times in the last 10 years since that day.
Yeah, I think there's an old saying in bowls, isn't there? There's an old saying, it's all on the day. And it's much of a truism that it is all on the day. And both of these players from 10 years ago will have picked up other bits of experience to probably improve the game. Played in big competitions everywhere, so I think they'll be quite steady.
Well, 3-0 to Mordue after 2 ends. He's not going deep into the corners with Andrew. They just, how far would you say he's coming here? 40-45 yard mark, right?
Yeah, I think it's very good tactic. This he's playing right through the centre of the green. Coming up this way towards the pub is quite heavy, but what a good lead he's got here. Very good lead.
Well, he's certainly settled with 3 good bowls in his first, or 4 good bowls in his first 3 ends. Oh, super bowl. Of course, Andrew lost in the final of the All England back in July as well to Noel Burrows. One of the best games of bowls I've ever seen. Had the privilege to commentate on that as well. Was you there that day, Roy, at Fleetwood?
Well, to my eternal shame, I wasn't there. I had a refereeing assignment, and I'd promised to do that, and Arthur Murray said I could go with him to the event. And usually when Noel Burrows plays anywhere and wins, I'm usually there, so I wasn't able to be there that day, so I was very sorry about that.
It was tremendous. The final was an absolute classic.
Andrew Spragg's licked a real good ball here. Chris Mordue's only about 7 inches off and he's beaten it. This could be the turning point of the game in this early stage.
So, what does Andrew do then, right?
Straight for the corners, no question. That's what
corner does he go down to the toilet corner, the furthest, or does he try to get on where they had all that success against Mike Ledwidge?
I think he'll go up to the SL Bowling Holiday sign and he'll come back for his favourite corners.
Yeah, Mystic Roy, got it right.
What do I know?
He's playing up through the shadow as well. Sometimes it can give the impression it's a little heavier, can't it?
That's right, yeah, they're playing round peg here. They're playing finger peg, biased towards the ditch. Playing about 30 yards. Just about a yard off.
Chris has certainly gone out wide, hasn't it?
Much wider, yeah. But, too wide, really.
No, Andrew's after this. Is he any farther? No. Chris just wants to know who's in, I think. 1 to Spragg. Can't see that counting though, Roy, can you?
Much better line this time.
One to Mordue. Chris will probably come back across to us with it.
They don't like to be caught out betting and running. Very easy to go further in the mire when you do that. So they're satisfied with the day's work.
It was quite funny in the Waterloo final this year when Simon Cope played Jimmy Darby. Someone went up to one of the bookies and asked for a price on the heat in the final. Well, we're just a bit out of sight here now. We can see the bowl of, and just about see the jack. Chris's bowl was a yard short, and I think they're signalling to Chris Mordue that last bowl's won.
Very precarious jack. It's only about 2 feet on the green. That's a good bowl of Andy Spragg's. I don't think this will reach.
He just left it short.
Yeah, that's a good bowl from Andy Spragg. Put it out wide because he didn't want to knock anything in. It's not counted. It's only one.
Andrew's still having a look, right?
Well, it's having a measure, yeah.
Bit of a mystery measure, we can't see anything from it.
Yeah, Chris was quite confident there that it was only one, and it's interesting. Most of these top players are all very good judges of standing bowls. They get a lot of practice at it, and sometimes I'm quite surprised. Players like Graham Wilson and Gary Ellis and all the top players, they can tell at a glance whether it's only one or two. Going back for his corners again, playing finger peg, playing about 45 yards here.
He's not going to change anything at the moment, is he? He's not really had a go right into the corners. He had a bad lead in the previous end, and Chris got in. Found a better length with this first ball this time, Roy.
Yeah, length is all. That's what it's all about in that corner, length.
Who's in?
To do with the referee being a little bit nearer to the end, because anybody who's betting on this final could do with knowing who's in as well as the players.
Well, it's certainly gone out. Now the referee's signalled to Chris Mordue. What's he doing here? Got made too, yeah. Interesting, we're talking about the referee here, Roy. It's Mike Potter from Shropshire who's been given the honour of refereeing this final. And he was recently diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and it's marvellous to see him on the green. He's having treatment so on at the moment, and it's a great occasion for him to have this final, isn't it?
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I mean, I have some experience of Parkinson's disease. My old friend Jim Fortner from Stafford had that, and it's a very debilitating situation. Good luck to him, yeah. I'm very pleased for him. I'm sure he'll relish this occasion.
Well, I interviewed him back in April, and he was telling me it was a very emotional interview with him and his wife, that he was hoping to be here today to do some refereeing, and the British Crown Green has given him the final. Well, it's very interesting, Roy, because he was telling me when he was sitting interviewing that his hands and things were sort of shaking and tremoring at times, but when he goes on the green and he does a measure and things, his hands are still.
Yes, it is a very strange disease. It manifests itself in all sorts of different ways. But good luck to him, yes, well done.
He's doing a lot of work for the Parkinson Society as well, and I know the one weekend he was involved in some fundraising. I think he raised £2,000 for various bowls events he was involved in. So he's doing a lot for the sport, and his wife is also a qualified referee as well. I'm sure he's here today, and I'm sure she's very proud of him.
Yeah, well, of course, there are quite a lot of famous people that do suffer with Parkinson's, and you can be okay. You can live for quite a long while, like Muhammad Ali and people like that all have it.
We've got one more to Mordue there.
Well, up to now he's stopped Andy Spragg from getting going in his corners, and that's his plan, of course. If he can keep finding a ball and prevent him from having a run in these corners, that's the way to success.
Well, he's 7-2 in front, and each time Andrews counted, he's only had the jack twice, headed for the corner, and he's not had a good lead, Roy. Chris has got up and broke the mark up again and got back across the green.
Yeah, and he's changed it a little bit here. He's playing finger peg just underneath the crown this time, to the north stand. A little bit of a downhill finish, but you have to get there first. I think one of the features of the Waterloo is that to the onlooker it looks a flat green, but it does actually have an 11-inch crown, but it's a very gradual crown, so there's very few falling marks on the green. Consequently, you have length is absolutely vital.
Well, Andrews got in there. Chris has played 3 or 4 foot short his lead. He looks a bit big with this one, Roy, is it?
Yes, he's
gone out. Mike Potter's having a look around. No, he's indicating it's won it.
Yeah.
Looking for me.
A little bit better length.
Well, Andrews after this one. Can he pass that? Oh. And has he knocked him in for 2? Having a measure again.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate ball that. All he wanted was a clear there. Anything to clear that short ball, he would have counted the end.
Yeah, he's got to be disappointed with that, Andrew, isn't he?
Yeah.
Particularly he's already 7-2 down. Been a winner, missing as well, Roy, looking at it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's 2. (9-2). Good position to be in a final. So important as this, Roy.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a repeat of the 2000 final, doesn't it, in terms of the result. Coming back up again, back up towards the pub, 45 yards. Very easy to be short coming here.
Through shade, into sun, back into the shade again. Oh, he's gone through a long way with that one. Andrews bowls on its way already. Just a bit of a reaching mark up here, isn't it?
Yeah, he left him too much room there, Chris, but he's reached again with this.
Unless he gets a connection. Oh, well as well.
Do you think he played for that?
No, I think someone upstairs helped him with that one. Andrew just shook his head, turned his back on it. Now, what's his response? Well, can he make the trip?
What a
super ball.
What a great ball.
After seeing that fortunate bowler Chris is and shaking his head, he just composed himself and played one of the bowls of the day there, right?
Under enormous pressure then, he could have gone a long way behind, so he's now going to your toilet corner.
He's going to the toilet. .39. And a good crowd, good atmosphere right there, isn't it?
Oh yes, helped by a little bit of lubrication as well, but they all enjoy themselves on this day. It's a really good day to see. Everybody has a real good time.
I presume in your bookmaking days this is one of your busiest days?
Yes, this was always, the Waterloo took place over 4 days, whereas this is only one day, and yes, it was always a good day. Always a good day for betting. More often than not, you could just about make a profit on this day.
Would you have taken more money in on the Champions Day than the Waterloo final day was?
Yeah,
you would, yeah. I suppose you get a lot of, say, coach trips and people coming up supporting the mates. Plus the 32 runners finals day compared to 8, isn't it?
Yeah, I think what it is, it's really a question of the time of the year. In years gone by, of course, you would take more money on the Waterloo because it was a full house.
Yeah.
So probably for the last 15 years, no, the Championship has been much better.
Well, another bad end there. Andrew just hasn't got a lead every time he's gone into a corner.
You can see by looking at his body language, he's getting quite despondent now. As you rightly point out, he hasn't made a lead. He's been 2 yards off and then 3 yards off, which on this green it's no good. An experienced player like Chris Mordue, you can't hope to count those sort of balls against him. Taking his time now, shading his head, shading his eyes rather.
Well, he's 10-3, and I think he's going to go where he played Richard Jackson. I think it's a finger peg mark, I think he plays right, isn't it, round here? Just round the crown.
And again, this is all uphill. He's given this some welly, but he certainly needs it.
Well, winner coming in here.
Real good reply that from Andrew.
Can he make the trip? Can he get round it?
He's got to be so careful here. Any touch on that short bowl will put him in.
He's already knocked him in once. He's cautious. One on the block. 4:10 is left light. How do you think Andrew's going to go back for a corner again?
I think what he might do, he might come into this pub corner, to try and get in that other corner.
Well, he scored 4 singles, and each time he sent the jack out, he hasn't played a lead. Not held the jack for 2 ends on the trot.
He's considering, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's going to come back into the pub corner in the hope that he can count here, and then he will go back into the SL corner. Playing finger peg, about 35 yards. I don't think that's going to be good enough against Chris Mordue.
He hasn't led at all, has he, Andrew? He's not played a lead inside a yard. He's just got in. So Chris is playing with us on 2 8-balls.
Yeah, they're low density balls, so
get through it.
They'll be similar to the size of 210. Probably, even though they sound small at 2.8, they're probably decent running balls.
Yeah. Well, that's just has a little bit of a bobble. Can he get on his own? Yeah. Two, shout the crowd. A few of supporters here of Chris Mordue's. Slightly fortunate, but nothing for short, is there, Roy?
No, well, it was there to be done. I mean, his own ball was smacking the way. That in fact was a well played ball.
2. 12-4. Oh, he's halfway there, Roy. No, over halfway now.
Yeah, Andy's getting desperate now. He just can't make that lead to get a real swing in the corners. If he could keep the jack in the corners for about 4 ends, it could be a different story. But he's got a hold on now because Chris is now playing very, very well, playing awkward marks right across the centre of the green, playing thumb peg, about 45 yards here, a good lead going.
He looks confident, Kristen's all over the green.
Yep, and I think Andy's gone the other peg here. Just a bit too low.
Two good balls. And slightly bigger target, Roy.
Yeah, 2 good balls, but as you say, a bigger target, but he's still got it to do.
Well, he's watching it. Just 2. Mordue 2. 14-4.
Right.
What sort of price would you get on Spragg at this moment then, Roy?
14-4, it'd be 7-1.
Would you get many takers at that?
I wouldn't think so. No, I think these people who are betting, they're very shrewd operators. They can see the way a game's going. You know, they can see that Andrew Spragg's body language means that he's really struggling and he's a little bit despondent. And Mordue's leading so well. Once again, coming thumb peg towards the pub. Got the jack up about 2 yards on.
Oh, you've gone through the jack at the edge, isn't it?
And that's a good ball.
Behind the crowd.
Only 18 inches off, it's a good ball, that.
It is a very good crowd today, Roy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It was in once and it just fell back.
And he's indicated to Chris Mordue is still in. Chris needs just to come a little bit wide, isn't he, trying to get a length. That's what he's done. See if it's made another. Now, Mordue got a free passage. Good ball. Yeah, it's won it, yeah, good ball. He's playing better to Chris Mordue's Jack. And Andrew supporters are shouting believe. .514. 5 singles to Spragg. He's gone a long way now, Roy.
He certainly has. He's got the jack about a yard on in that corner. Very, very difficult to get a ball anywhere near in that corner. If he gets one within a yard, it's a good ball.
Well, he likes this one.
Chris is on a different line. He looks inside the line to me, going narrow.
Andrew needs to improve, doesn't he, Roy?
Yeah, he's nearly 5 feet off of that ball, you know. Now then.
The sun's gone again, Roy.
Yeah, if he counts these two, he can mount a fight back. He's on the narrowed side again.
Somebody shouted lead, Spragg. Having a bit of an animated conversation with somebody in the crowd there. That's the first time he's counted 2 ends. 6.14.
He'll come his favourite finger peg down into the pub corner now. This is a long way, especially where they are with that footer. That footer's only about a yard and 6 on. This is about 58 yards here coming. Finger peg. All uphill.
How far is it on this green then, Roy? 4 corners, is it?
4 corners is about 60 yards. I mean, that's 2 yards off, but even so, it's not that bad. But Chris Mordue has been on this market many, many times before. But it could go off green.
Gone off.
And surely Chris Mordue will know that the other peg is the best peg.
Oh, he's not sending any nearer.
Surely he'll come the other peg.
Yeah. Well, as you said in the semi-final, the other peg is the more direct route, isn't it?
Much easier, you've more to play with. I don't think he has.
No. She follows in. Does it make the trip? The crowd are all going wee. Has it got in? Andrew's not signalled. Measures. A Spragg. Did Andrew fancy you two there then, Roy? Look, well, I think twice at the measure.
I think he's got away with it actually, because I mean, they were a long way off.
7-14. He scored 7 singles as Andrew, compared to I think Chris has had 3. Did all 4 doubles.
Once again, he's got this jack perilously close to the edge. It's a long way uphill. The jack's only about a yard on. Again, the similar distance, 58 yards. Finger peg, just underneath the crown.
His body language seems to have improved somewhat. He's following a few up now.
Green's going slower all the while now.
Chris has lost his weight now. Long way short with that. Oh, he's better than his first. No, it's Chris Reese this time. Chris is having a little jog after this. Is it too far? Gone off. Well, now we've got a double. Now we have a bit of a game on. 9-14. It's 4-14. A 5 break makes all the difference, Roy.
Yeah, that was very clever placing of the jack there by Andrew Spragg, keeping it just a yard on, because anything past it was off the green. Just see if he can improve coming down into this pub corner finger peg. If he can get a better lead, and it could be a boil over.
Well,
he's not gone as far with the jack.
He just had a bit of distraction there, Andrew, as he's about to deliver the jack. His number fell off and dropped on the mat.
I think he's good this time. Yeah, that's not too bad. Chris Mordue's come near the peg this time. Come easy peg. Got the length.
Yeah, Andrew's come as well. He's turned his peg.
He's very low with this.
Needs to pick it up. Gone out.
I suppose it was inevitable that at some stage a player with Chris Mordue's experience would come the other peg in this corner. He's got away with it long enough.
You think that's made 2 right, or did you just give up?
I think it's just give up.
Nice pegging up. I suppose it's this point's worth having the measure on if you just compose yourself and have a think what you're going to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chris will be going over to the north stand from here.
Yep. Well, a feature of the game is he has been leading that much better than Andy Spragg, and he's been going a long, long way, but Chris has been leading much better.
Now signal, but I think it's 1, yeah. Mordue 1. 15-9.
Yeah, this is quite a long way, 45 yards, playing thumb peg right over the centre of the green. Usually finishes quite well where that jack is.
Andrew hasn't really capitalised on the back pool lead, has he?
No, both of Chris Mordue's balls have been a bit wide of the mark. On this mark, they don't come back.
Yeah, has this one made the
Can
trip?
he get past his own?
No. Oh, it's going to be a really disappointing end there. Could actually be 2 to Mordue. Another measure coming up. Andrew's disappointed. Look at his body language. He's walking backwards and forwards, shaking his head, hands on hips.
Yeah, you can't believe he's not beaten those balls.
Knows he should have counted that. And it's just 1 to Mordue. 16-9.
Yes, back towards the pub. This is a feature of the way he's been playing. He likes to play across the green. Has a twofold effect. Keeps Andrew out of the corners. Got the jack about 2 yards on. Thumb peg. Again, right through the centre of the green. All uphill to this position.
Just about pick the jack up there between 2 heads.
Yeah, it was a good connection that. It's only about 14 inches off. Great ball from Andy Spragg.
Just finished 6 inch on the side.
Yeah, he should have been reaching up on that, Chris. Chance of 2. Two great balls.
2 great shots, yeah. 11-16. At one point he was 14-4, right?
Yes, I wonder whether he'll persist with the corners. He's not been able to lead, but he's going back again.
Gone a little bit shorter this time.
Yeah, I think it's what he would call a bit safer. But again, he's not led well at all. He's 5 feet off.
That's now better. It's improvement, but still looks a good yard away, right?
He'll certainly reach for this.
Got a game on now, right? 2 more to Spragg.
Yeah, he certainly pinched 2 there. Just the way that he kept the jack a long way out the corners, he felt he could get the ball much nearer. He certainly caught Chris Mordue out there.
13-16.
Only 2 rough ends in them now.
He got more than he did in the final in 2000. We lost 21-12 to Chris.
Still persisting with this finger peg mark, but he's kept the jack much shorter. Kept the jack about 4 yards out of the corner.
Both playing a few loose bowls at the moment. I think perhaps touching nerves, Roy, or maybe the green's slowing up a little.
No, I think the green's slowing up as they're playing. I think that's what's catching them out. I think he's a bit better with this, Andy. Good ball. They do well to save one here.
Has it reached?
Well,
left it.
left them both.
Through to Spragg. Well, some of Andrew's supporters down here giving him some good vocal support. Now game on, Roy.
Just shows how the game can change once a player gets hold of the jack and starts to alter the length. Critical end this now. If Andy can count this end, he's in with a great chance. I'm sure he'll go back finger peg up into the SL corner.
From 14-4 to 15-16. I think your 7-1 shots come down a little bit now, Roy. What would you be offering at this point?
He'll be favourite now, Spragg.
Favourites, even though he's one behind?
There goes Spragg wins now.
So what price would Mordue be then?
Mordue be 64. A lead at last.
Yeah, you can see his confidence is growing. He didn't have the best of luck one or two ends early on. Knocked him in for two, didn't he? Sure. Well, he likes this one. Is he going to get in the frame? I don't think it's made another, has it, Roy?
I don't think it has, no.
It's in a good position.
Yeah, good position. He's got to miss that ball to get at it at all. Well, he's put some in.
Get a clear passage.
Gone out.
Yeah, good crowd here again. All stopping till the end. And there's the scoreboard. Shows 16 across.
And the Spragg supporters are resurrecting thoughts of a state dinner on the wings tonight. Once again, same thing, finger peg into the pub corner. Well, a bit further this time. I think he's pretty good here.
Oh yes, great lead again. You've just seen the confidence grow, haven't you, the last few ends?
Absolutely, yeah.
Straight away he's following his bowls up.
I think Chris is narrowed. Can easily happen in this corner. You just missed the line, you can get narrow.
Oh, he's round about again here.
He sure is. a good position, a yard at the back in case Chris manages to hit the jack. Narrow again.
Alright. Do you think Roy two?
I think it's two.
Measures are on again.
The referee thinks so it was only one. So.
And Mike Potter is a very good referee.
And sometimes it's, you get a better idea from the angle on the other side of the gate. Yeah, it's only
It's
one.
one. The referee got that right.
Yeah, well done, mate.
It's the first time he's been in front. 17-16. A Spragg. Runner-up in the All England just a couple of months ago. I'm sure he'd be itching to get this one, Roy, wouldn't he?
I remember Noel telling me about that. He said it was finished off a pretty awful day in terms of weather, and Andy Spragg played in just a shirt and trousers and he was absolutely wringing wet. So different scenario today. It's nice and dry. We've got a good lead at last.
Rested the ball. Has that won it, Roy, do you think?
You know, I'm not sure from here.
But neither of the players have asked Mike Potter to have a look. Chris is certainly going to ask. Mike Potter's indicating that Chris Mordue's in. Nothing for that one. What do you think he was doing with that second ball? Yard short or?
I don't know what was in his mind there. I thought he was playing safe. Finger peg through the centre of the green, playing about 38 yards here.
They've not been over this stretch of land before.
Good lead.
And 17 across. 4 up now, Roy.
4 up, yeah. I always think this is a big end at 17 at this stage of the game. If one player can get to 19. Like that. 2 good balls. Just a striker though.
Yeah. I think it's a good move of Chris just to change somewhere different on the green, different length.
I think a very excellent tactical ploy that, yes.
You used to be like that, Roy, I remember. Can he pick anything up?
Too wide.
No, just gone out. 19-17. Andrew has come back so well from a 10-shot deficit to take the lead 17-16. Now Chris Mordue's on the finish.
Well, that was a hopeful bowl of Andrews. He was hoping to take the jack, but he'd been better off striking at those. So we go back to the centre of the green, I think, towards the Carlsberg sign.
it's been a real good final, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Looked all over at 14 foot. And he's changing the length, changing the lander well.
Yeah, playing thumb peg here, about 32 yards. Gets a good lead here. All on. Just left the light for Andrew there with missing the jack.
Just underneath, perfect length. Now just Chris Mordue's blowing on his hand. I think it's gone quite cool down there.
Yes, it's certainly, temperature's certainly dropped by about 5 degrees this last hour. It's certain to reach for both.
Well, can he hit it? Yeah, as he knocked it to Spragg. To measure, but just fancies Chris Mordue's.
Yeah.
Chris can't believe what he did there. He just cannot believe it. He's crouched down there in the green. He knows he should have put more pressure on Andrew. Has that made the trip?
I think that's short.
Oh, the poor end. Andrews into the crowd and he's not happy about something there, Andy. What was all that about, Roy? Just disappointment?
I don't know whether he thinks she's in or what, I'm not sure.
He is.
Didn't make any difference to the ball that he played, even though he was in,
but he could have got 2, made 19, but they're having a bit of a chat about it. And, well, Chris was bitterly disappointed. He just crouched on his knees and knows he should have put him under pressure. He should have been line 19 now. No, it should have been line game now.
In all fairness, it didn't make any difference to Andrew's last ball. He was short, but taking a long time over this now, which again is good practice. Taking great care with where he's going to send the jack, because he might be thinking 2 ends ahead. If he counts this end, where's he going to go then?
Well, it's 18, 19. He only needs 2 ends to count, Roy, isn't it? 2 and a 1 would be nice.
Playing finger peg into the corner. Got the jack just about 4 feet on. It looks to be going nice. It looks to be going nice to me.
Just behind the referee, just blocking our view of the head at the moment. But
he's giving up.
I'm sure Andrew knows he has to make a 2 here. Well, he certainly reached. Chris wants to know, yeah. Mike said it's 2.
Chance.
Save. 19 across. price now then, Roy, do you reckon? Would they be 19 across?
Spragg wins.
Spragg wins.
They're at 5-4 on Spragg now. Leading the jack, big advantage. Especially where it's warm up.
Well, there's quite a big crowd gathered here in front of the bookmakers now. They all waiting to pick the money up.
Yeah, they've had good entertainment today. They've had a real good day, all of them. This jack though, perilous to
Has he sent it off? He has. Oh. Send the jack off. 19 across in the final, the champion of champions. He sent the jack off.
Could be a crucial error that now.
I certainly don't think Chris fancied going up there. He had a couple of bad ends, hasn't he, Chris Mordue in that corner?
Yeah, especially with the jack right on the edge. It's going on his favourite bit now. Thumb peg towards the North Stand. Just underneath the crown.
He's following it, Andrew.
5 feet short.
Mordue has to count now, doesn't he? I think there's still a good yard of room there, Roy, isn't it?
Yes. Going this peg, can he get past those balls? If he plays it too wide, it won't come in. That's what he's looking at now.
I think he'll change.
That's what he's wondering.
Might need to come at it finger. He's gone the same way. Can he get by? Oh, he's running the back of him.
There's always a problem.
And Mordue is lying one. Now, what does Chris do?
He's got to go for another. Got a chance it. He's looking to see if he's got room going thumb peg.
Yeah, he's in a good mood just to go and look at the live, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got 3 balls in his way going thumb peg. That's the problem.
Which peg does he go then, Roy?
Finger peg to the open peg. It's a good peg as well. Just a foot under the jack, he should be okay.
Blowing his hands again. Mighty cool down there now. Yep, turned his peg. That's it. Chris Mordue from Yorkshire is the 2010 British Crown Green Champion of Champions winner for the second time in a fantastic game, 21-19 victory over the unlucky Andrew Spragg. Oh, what a finish there, Roy.
Great finish, wasn't it? You know, it's 19 apiece, anything could happen, but when he sent that jack off, that was a crucial difference. I bet Chris breathed a sigh of relief because, as you rightly pointed out, he wouldn't have fancied playing to a jack just about a foot up, a foot on in that corner. And he's used his advantage, playing thumb peg across the green, one of his favourite places. Excellent finish.
Oh, it's been a tremendous day, hasn't it, Roy?
Yeah, great day. The weather's been kind to us. It's gone a bit cold now, but all those who've backed Mordue will be very warm. They'll be having a nice drink in the pub now.